What's up, man? David here, and if you're trying to build muscle right now, then listen up. In this video, I'm gonna go over the 5 most common mistakes that guys make when they're trying to build muscle and add size. Okay, so by far the biggest muscle building mistake that I see guys make is that they're not eating enough food. If you want to build muscle, you need to give your body the energy it needs to actually build new muscle tissue. And this means that you need to gain weight. You need to eat more calories on a day-to-day basis than your body burns. Because calories are a measure of energy for your body, and if you're only providing your body with enough energy to sort of maintain its current state, then it's not going to have extra energy that it needs to synthesize new muscle tissue. It's really that simple. Sure, if you're brand new to the gym and you've never picked up a weight before, then yes, at first you're going to be able to build some muscle without eating in a caloric surplus just because you have so much room to grow. But if you've built even, a little bit of muscle mass, you've lifted weights even for just a little bit of time, then you're really going to have to eat enough calories to gain weight, because otherwise you're just going to stay the same size. So if you're trying to build muscle right now but you're not gaining weight, then you need to eat more food. Now, don't binge eat and gain like 2 or 3 pounds a week, but trying to gain about 2 or 3 pounds a month is a good place to start, because if you gain weight any faster than that, you're just going to end up gaining fat, and you don't want that. You want to build muscle and stay lean. Okay, so the second common muscle building mistake I want to go over is eating a low carb diet. Now, today, low carb diets have become super popular. Whether you're following paleo, slow carb, no carb, keto, the bulletproof diet, all these new fad diets have one thing in common, and that's that they restrict you from eating large groups of carbohydrates. Now, if you're someone who's trying to lose weight and get lean, this is not necessarily a bad thing, because when you restrict large groups of carbohydrates, it's a lot easier to eat a lower calorie diet and lose weight. But if you want to build muscle, this is a terrible idea, because on one hand, carbs are the primary energy source for your body, because when you eat carbs, they get stored in your body as something called glycogen, and that gets stored in your muscles, and that gets used during exercise to provide energy to your muscles. So when you don't eat a lot of carbs, your glycogen stores are not going to be as full as if you were eating a lot of carbs, and then it's going to be harder for you to perform at a high level in the gym and get stronger, and as a result, it's going to be a lot harder to build muscle mass. And not only that, but studies have shown that athletes who eat a low carb diet have a lot lower ratio of testosterone to cortisol versus athletes who eat a high carb diet. So it's also important to maintain high testosterone levels, and that's also going to make it a lot easier for you to build muscle. Okay, the third muscle building mistake I want to review in this video is too much cardio. Now, doing some cardio is okay, even if you're trying to build muscle. It's good for your heart, and it improves your lung capacity. But right now, if your main focus is to build muscle, you need to limit the amount of cardio you do, because otherwise it's going to prevent your body from recovering from your strength training workouts, and that's really going to hinder your body's ability to build new muscle. So personally, I believe that if you're trying to bulk up and build muscle, you should only do about 1 day of cardio per week, and you should keep that low to moderate intensity. You shouldn't be going and doing group exercise classes 2 or 3 times a week, or soul cycle 2 or 3 times a week, or martial arts or basketball 2 or 3 times a week. Really, if your main focus right now, your main goal is building muscle, then limit it to 1 day, just to make sure that it's not hindering your gains. Alright, so I got 2 more common mistakes that I want to go over, but first, I'm going to hit the gym, get a workout in, film a little bit of that for you guys, and then after that, we'll come right back here and wrap up the video. So that was a good workout. I'm actually deloading a little bit because I was losing weight and losing strength in the gym because I've been missing lunch so much. So I came up with a new plan. I'm having these like 800 calorie shakes for lunch every day. And then I'm also drop the weights a little bit in the gym. I'm slowly working them back up so that hopefully I get stronger and add muscle as I also gain a little bit of weight and just keep on beasting forward. Anyway, I'm getting back home right now. So I'll wrap up the video and give you the last 2 common muscle building mistakes in a second. All right, so the 4th common muscle building mistake is not doing the compound lifts with enough frequency. So the main compound lifts are squats, deadlifts, bench presses, overhead presses, pull-ups, and horizontal or bent over rows. Now, there's multiple variations of each of those, but those are the main movements that you should be focusing on in the gym. This is because the main compound movements involve multiple large muscle groups at the same time, and therefore they allow you to use more weight, and that's gonna cause a bigger anabolic response from your body than doing isolation movements like chest flies, curls, tricep extensions, and things like that. So I would suggest that your workout routine incorporates all of these major compound movements multiple times per week. You know, traditional old school bodybuilder splits that are like arms one day, shoulders the next day, chest the next day, legs the next day, and abs the next day, where you're only, hitting the main movements once per week. That's really not ideal for muscle growth. And if you're someone who's new to the gym and you're struggling to find a good routine, I actually have a free routine you can download. Just hit the bubble that just popped up, or if you're on a mobile device, hit the eye in the top right corner. And it's a simple 3-day per week full body routine that's going to allow you to hit the main compound movements multiple times per week and max out your rates of muscle growth. Anyway, the 5th and final common mistake that I see guys making is simply expecting overnight results and not setting realistic expectations for yourself. As we sort of explored earlier in this video, you can only really add about half a pound per muscle per week at most. This is something that is supported by multiple studies and multiple experts. Just unless you're using anabolic steroids, that's the most that you can expect to build. So if you expect to make some crazy transformation in just 1 or 2 months, then you're going to get disappointed, and oftentimes that disappointment is going to lead you to losing motivation and ultimately quitting, and then you're never going to build muscle and build a jacked body you can be proud of. So set your sights for the long term, and in my opinion, the easiest way to sort of train yourself to do this is to focus on your strength rather than your physical appearance, because you are going to be able to get stronger on a week-to-week and a month-to-month basis, especially if you're focused on doing the compound movements with frequency. So by focusing on those strength improvements, you're going to get more immediate feedback. It's going to give you more satisfaction, and that's going to allow you to stay consistent in the long term and ultimately build more muscle and see better progress. Anyway, to recap the video, the top 5 common muscle building mistakes I see guys making are: 1, not eating enough. You need to be gaining weight if you want to build muscle. Number 2, eating a low carb diet. Carbs are your friend if your main goal is building muscle. 3, doing too much cardio. A little bit of cardio is okay, but too much cardio or too high intensity of cardio is just gonna hurt your recovery time and prevent you from building muscle. Number 4, focus on doing the big compound lifts like squats, overhead press, pull-ups, bench press, and bent over rows multiple times per week. And number 5, set realistic expectations and focus on your strength levels, because that's ultimately what's gonna lead to progress in the long term. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. I will see you in the next video. If you liked this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos, and they all pop up right on your YouTube homepage. And if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and spread the love, my man. That's all I got. Talk soon. Stay beastly.